I got a great question that I want to answer for you. Now, this is a business question. So for those of you who are in business, this question is for you. This person said, I have a business and I just feel like I am robbing Peter to pay Paul. Every month, I do not have the funds that I need to manage my personal expenses as well as the business expenses. What are some things that I can do within my business to help increase my revenue overall? This is a phenomenal question, and I'm going to answer it for you. So if you're seeing me for the first time, I am Shanta Thomas, and I help businesses and individuals be able to reduce their taxes legally through tax planning, but also help those who have significant tax debts be able to eliminate those tax debts. I'm also a CFO, and I have been in this industry for over 20 years. So I have a lot of experience working with the IRS, across from the IRS, working with public figures and some celebs. And so today I want to answer this question on what you can do if you're finding that you're in business and your business really isn't giving you the numbers that you need. So this is a very layered question because there are so many things that can cause your business to be in a space where it's not making the money that you want it to make. One of the first things you have to realize is in business, the ebbs and flows, all of us go through the ebbs and flows, right? So there are times where we're like on top, things are going great in business. And then there are times where there's a struggle in the market. There's a struggle in the economy, and it impacts our businesses. So right now is a specific time where this is happening because so many businesses did really well during like the pandemic and things like that. And there was a lot of money that was being thrown into the economy. So businesses weren't doing as well as they thought they were doing, actually. So they were doing well because they were getting some support and assistance from the government, from their states, from all sorts of entities helping businesses to stay afloat. Well, a lot of that money now is gone. Not a lot. That money is gone. That money is no more. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. So now what people are finding is they're having to really just push through and get their business to grow in ways that businesses will always anticipate it to have to grow. So if you are finding yourself in this situation, the first thing is don't feel like you're by yourself because many of us are going through this very same thing. So that's the first thing. Just recognize that you're not by yourself. The second thing I would say is when it comes to your business, and this doesn't matter which industry that you're in, you have to know your numbers. Now, you probably heard people say this over and over and over and over again. You have to know your numbers. How many sales calls are you doing each month? What is your marketing looking like? What is your marketing budget? How are you getting people to come in? How do they connect with you? Do you have funnels set up? Like, what are all the things that you're doing in terms of marketing, in terms of sales to bring in new clientele? And so if you don't have clarity around what that looks like and how you're bringing people in and how you're working with people, then yes, that is going to be a huge struggle for you. So you got to figure that piece out and how you get people to come in. How are people transacting with you? What does it look like to work within your business? You just got to figure out how to bring in more people for your services. And if people aren't coming in the ways that you want them, is it a marketing thing? Is it a sales thing? Like you're not good at sales? Or is it a matter of maybe you need a better or stronger product or service that you offer? So you got to figure out why you're not getting the type of sales and things that you're looking for. But to really understand all those things, you gotta know your numbers. I say the number one thing that you can do within your business, if you are starting a business, the number one thing that you can do within your business is to get someone who understands finances to run your books at minimum. So before you go and say, I need an admin, get someone who's going to do the finances. Because if you can get someone to do your numbers and you can look at those numbers on a regular basis, it's going to help you to see where you're doing well and where you're not doing so well. And by looking at those different categories and having someone help you break those things down in a way that you understand, that's going to help you to make the adjustments in time, which means you're going to make adjustments now and not wait a month or so once the books are done. You're making adjustments now in your finances on a regular basis to tell you what's happening in your business so you can be on top of it but also make the decisions that are going to put you in a better position to get you to where you want to go. And you can't do that at the end of a month once a month is closed, because now you're making decisions based on historical information, on old information. So what happened last month, that may not even be an issue for this month, but you're not going to know that if you're just looking at information from last month. So you got to be looking at your numbers, and you got to be looking at that probably at least, I would say at least once a week. So have someone who can help you break down your numbers and look at those numbers at least once a week. That piece is huge. That's the number one thing I can tell you. If you find that you're in a position where you're not where you want to be, you got to get someone to help you with the numbers. And if this is you and you're needing assistance with your numbers and understand your numbers and just your financials, and just maybe a simplified budget that you can build out yourself or look at yourself and just get some clarity around that, then click on the link in my in the comments, and you will be able to book a session with me where I can actually help you break down those numbers, understand what those numbers are, and put something in place that going forward you'll be able to break down your own numbers until you can hire somebody to break down your numbers. But that's the number one thing you're going to need to do. You are going to need to have somebody who can assist you with breaking down your numbers every single week. And that's what you're going to need to get your business to the next level. So that's all I have for you today, and I will see you next lesson.